Welcome to Mr. V Teaching Math. In this session, we're going to be looking at the classification of angles. Remember, the classification is not the same as the name. I'm going to work my way through a series of examples. The name of this angle is angle ABC. Its classification, this angle right through here, this is called a straight angle. Students in my class, you might want to be taking notes. The name of this one is angle DEF. Its classification, this symbol here tells you it's 90 degrees. Now be warned, in some of the drawings and pictures that we use from our textbooks and various other places I've gotten it, if you were actually to measure this, it might not actually be 90 degrees. But the minute you see this symbol, it means it is 90 degrees, and whatever work you're doing, assume that it's 90 degrees. And this is called its classification is a right angle. Now this angle, its name again is GHI. This angle is less than 90 degrees. That's the key thing to realize. It's less than that one. It's called an acute angle. Now how in the world do you remember that name? Well, it's small, and like a small little puppy or kitten, it's cute. It's an acute angle. At least that's the way I remember it. It works for me. Here's another angle. Angle JKL. Now this angle is bigger than the 90-degree angle. This is a big, fat angle. And another word for fat is obese. And that's how I remember that this is an obtuse angle, because it's big and fat. Now often you'll also see symbols like this inside these. Those are important. We'll talk about those more a little bit later. You're also going to run into something like this, where you'll have an angle that looks like one of the acute angles, but it has a symbol, a circular symbol coming off the back end. And same with this one, where it'll have a circular symbol coming off the back end. When you see that, it's not asking you to measure this or classify this section. This is called the reflex angle. This is the angle that's on the back side. So you're not actually going to measure in here. You're going to measure back here and back here. We'll talk more about how to answer questions related to that later. You just need to know now that these are classified as reflex angles when you see these sorts of drawings around the back. Now sometimes you might even see something like this. Neater than my drawing, of course, but you might see that, or this one might go all the way inside. That is actually an angle greater, going around more than once. We'll talk about that a little bit more later on too.